D Rose grew some nice hair this past weekend.
And what is going on? How are y'all doing? Welcome to the Golden Octagon MMA Podcast. My name is Matt. Of course, y'all know D Rose. He is on that side of your screen. Hope y'all are all having a fantastic week. Yeah. This past weekend was fun. Don't really have a whole lot to say to get the show started this week, bros. I usually have some improvisation to get the show started. Some banter back and forth. But yeah, dude, rough weekend. Yeah, dude, let the people know how you been over the past few days when we weren't on camera for 4 hours live this past weekend, D Rose.
No, it was a great weekend, and we had talked about it. We had seen we both saw Theo Vaughn. You had seen him up your way on Thursday, and we had seen him down here on Friday. So we had both kind of had the same experience, not at the same time, but same experience. So that was good. Gambling went well this weekend. I sent you a couple best slips that I ended up hitting. And I hit a couple on the fights as well. So, good weekend. And yeah, I still love doing the fight companion though, especially for cards like that are special. To kind of document those moments and kind of spend those times with one another. Yeah, it always makes for a great time.
Yeah, dude, it was for sure fun. I just wish dude. We'll get into it. My bets did not go well this past weekend, but before we get started, got to let you guys know what to look forward to on the show. We will be recapping UFC 295 real quick, talk about our won bets, lost bets, the fights as a whole, stuff like that. We do have some UFC news and fight announcements, fights that are announced, fights that are targeted, anything encompassing the UFC and stuff like that. And then lastly, we'll be closing out the show with our UFC Vegas 82 Paul Craig versus Brendan Allen breakdown, predictions, picks, parlays, props. We're going to be looking out for in any bets. We're going to have our eyes on this weekend. But before we do all that, where would we be at, D-Rose, if we didn't shout out the chat? So up first in the chat this week, Lush Lemaine. He was the first one in, and I pinned it this week, but it wasn't like a long time ago when I actually scheduled the stream. So, his comment was able to stay in here. We appreciate you being in here first, Lush, showing everybody what's up. Also said, I'm still bummed about Pavlovich losing. This stream should help me get my mind out of the deep, dark depression that's overtaken my life since Saturday night. Kind of feel you, brother. I kind of feel you. I was way too invested in Dennis Bazooka and Mark Madsen as pretty big dogs, dude. I don't know what I was thinking. Lush Lemaine feeling awesome. I had Jerry in a few parlays that should have cashed. Well, we'll all get through this together, y'all. We all will get through this together. I promise y'all. I promise.
We're all we got. We're all we got, guys. We're all we got.
And then Jim Skywalk saying Paul Craig always seems to get cracked with any clean shot, dude. And we'll get into that for this weekend. I believe D Rose might be agreeing with you. But with that being said, let's kick the show off with UFC 295 recap. D Rose, yeah, kind of said it at the beginning, dude. My bets did not go well. I was way too invested in Dennis Bazooka this weekend. I was way too invested in Marco Madsen this weekend. I really thought Benoit Saint Denis was either going to choke out Matt Frivola or the fight was going to start the second round. Dude, and Diego Lopes sub. I had him by sub in at that point in the night. The rest of my parlays had Diego Lopez by sub. And yeah, dude, knocked out, kicked Pat Sabatini in the head. We did have 5 different picks this past weekend for the pick champ. D Rose, how do I say this? Just like every weekend, dude, it comes down to the main event. If I lose the pick champ, it comes down to the main event every single time. It never fails me, dude. And we were tied up going to the main event. The first 2 fights, don't remember what they were, to be honest. It was Loopy versus Tabitha Ricci.
I had Luke,
Some
you have to have the Rishi. Benoit Saint Denis and Matt
Frivola,
Frivola.
and it was the main, but there was two more
Yuri,
there. Yuri and Alex.
Mackenzie Dern and
Mackenzie Dern and
Andrade.
Andrade. Yeah, so
and Steve Erceg and Alessandro Costa.
Yeah, but we didn't end up having that one in there, though, did we? Wait.
Yeah.
What's the one?
I believe the one we had disagreed on was.
Anyway, it's not
the one that we didn't. Yeah.
Anyway, what is important is you'll see right over the top of D Rose's. If you're looking at him, his left shoulder, but his right shoulder there is a shiny gold belt, and you'll see on my side there is no longer one here. It came down to the main event. I had Jerry, D Rose had Alex, so D Rose and new pig champ this week. How does it feel to finally get that belt back, D Rose, and have somewhere to put it too? You know.
Man, it has been a long time coming, but yeah, we brought it back, and it's been like 5 weeks. I ain't sweating too much. We can make another run like that. We made runs like that earlier in the year, and this is just what we needed to get the mojo back. Let's end the year strong.
All right. Andrew McDonald saying hello from Canada. Looking forward to the show. Well, thank you for tuning in all the way from Canada, brother. We truly appreciate it, man. And then Lushlow Maine saying what's up to the Canadians. All right. Yeah, dude. I guess pretty much the main takeaway. I know everyone wants to talk about it or hear about it, dude, is the stoppage from this past weekend. There's a few days removed now. So the fight as a whole, dude, I'm still going to say that was an early stoppage, dude. And I know everyone's going to be like, but Yuri said he was out. Yeah, but Yuri's also the guy that gave up his belt because that was the righteous thing to do when you don't see anyone else doing that. And you'll see in the Instagram, like the message that he put out, it was almost like, yeah, I was out, but anything can happen in a few more seconds. Like, like he it's almost like he was fighting with himself to not be mad at the stoppage. But at the same time, Yuri's this like weirdo that's like, yes, that's right. Yes, that's not right. Like even if internally, it's like, that's not how he actually feels. He knows what the right thing to do is for the most part. So I feel like he knows what's up. The stoppage was a little bit early. Do I think the fight would have changed? Probably not. Still probably the same outcome. But in my mind, dude, Yuri is a fucking madman and animal that lives in the forest. You can never count him out. So that being said, dude, I still say early stoppage, but many people said it in the live stream this past weekend or in the comments. I am biased. Yuri is hands down like in my top level of excitement. I cannot wait for him to fight every single time. I love Yuri Prochazka, dude. I just love watching him fight. So I am biased, and it is what it is. D-Rose, take away from the main event, dude.
Well, one of the biggest takeaways, and we had talked about it, and one of the things was that face-off between Yuri and Alex, dude. I mean, we were talking about it, and I know I had mentioned it a couple of times, like on the live stream, but dude, I was like legitimately like shaking because I was like I was trembling because I didn't know what was going to happen, and I was so like excited and nervous and expecting chaos, and both of them just staring across from one another just sent chills up my spine. So that was one of the biggest things. And I do think you can make the argument that it was a little bit of an early stoppage. In the moment, I had even said that it might have been a little early, but I don't know how much would have changed had it have kept going. I guess it would have just more or less satisfied more people had it have gone on a little bit more longer or a little bit more long. But I think overall stoppage was okay because when Alex was throwing the elbows, the time that Goddard stepped in there, Yuri did go out. By the time he had basically got to Alex to stop the fight, Yuri kind of came to. It was a split second that he ended up coming to, and everything was fine. But there in that moment when Goddard made the step in to kind of separate the fighters, Yuri kind of came to at that point and was able to, I guess, he can at least he was awake at that point. But I do think that good enough stoppage to where I don't know how much would have changed had he had not stopped it. But I just think, dude, just talking about Alex, just he's always dangerous, man. And that was my biggest worry for Yuri was, he hasn't faced anybody with those leg kicks. And dude, after the second leg kick, Yuri's legs were like his leg was done, and he had to kind of keep switching stances. And Yuri did have moments in there where he was landing some big shots. He even had the I think it was a flurry like late in the first round. I went back and actually watched the fight a couple of different times, but he had the takedown, or it was the flurry early in the second round, kind of before the stoppage began. But Yuri was having moments where he was landing big shots. But man, I really think those leg kicks have started to take a toll on Yuri, and Alex just served him up with that nasty combo. And that left hook, man, if you're going to stand in there and brawl with Alex, dude, those are the dangers you're going to have to be willing to accept. And man, nobody's been willing to kind of, tell the tale to, stand in there and brawl with him and get out the other end of it.
Yeah, man. I get it. I mean, clearly, I wasn't the only one that said early stoppage. Like the entire internet was like, that was early stoppage. So I'm not alone here. I think what kind of makes it hard for a lot of people to grasp was we went from like seeing Mackenzie Dern get the absolute shit beat out of her, dude, drop 3-4 times. We watched Nazim Sadykhov basically kill Slava Claus in the cage, dude, and Keith Peterson not stop either one of those fights. And then we just get that one for the main. We're like, hey, man, that what? Like, we watched two people almost die, get dropped a bunch of times, and you didn't stop it. We get not even a drop, and you step in to stop it. I think that's kind of where the uproar came from, because earlier in the night, we were getting fights that are like, whoa, man, you could have already stopped this a minute ago. And then the main event ends like that. So, it is what it is. We have no control over it, dude. All we can do is just be here to talk about it after, dude. So, you know what? Yuri will be back, obviously. He's one of my favorite fighters. Good luck beating that fucking animal, dude. Like, I know Alex did it, but how many other people are going to beat Yuri, dude? He will be back for another championship shot, in my opinion. Anything else on the main event, D-Rose, or you want to move down to the co-main?
Yeah, real quick, who do you think Alex ends up fighting next? Because he did end up calling out Izzy, but I seen Jamal Hill saying that he's gonna be ready and that he's gonna fight next. But who do you think that Alex is gonna fight next?
Dude, with no one's ready right now, there's some heat brewing between Lionheart, Anthony Smith, and Alex Pereira. In all seriousness, we probably see the winner of Magomed Ankalaev versus Johnny Walker fight Alex Pereira next. That's what I guess, because that fight is early January, so that'll kind of line up around the same time. I feel you, Lush. I feel you, brother. Austin Walker saying Jamal is who he thinks is going to fight. Anthony needs a couple more wins. Yeah. that was a joke, man. It's just like he doesn't deserve it. But, if everyone else is injured, someone will step in, and his name is Lionheart. But yeah, dude, co-main event, Tom Aspinall absolutely smokes Sergey Pavlovich, dude. Dude, Tom Aspinall showed that he had a chin too, because he ate a few left hooks from Sergey Pavlovich, dude, and had kind of stumbled him a little bit, and like in the stream, I'm like, oh, I think Tom might be hurt a little bit, but he was able to get his wits about him and come back and absolutely crush Sergey Pavlovich, dude, out on his feet, just folding him over. Some Goliath versus Goliath, and just one of them has to fall, dude. Tom Aspinall is that man. And without a doubt, probably the baddest man on the planet. Quick, fast hands, good footwork, good jiu-jitsu, solid wrestling, can throw a big man around. I don't think anyone's beaten Tom Aspinall. I don't think John Jones fights Tom Aspinall. Yeah, dude. Thoughts and takeaways from the co-main event: Tom Aspinall, Sergey Pavlovich.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be. It's going to be very few people who are going to be able to match the athleticism and just the power of what Tom Aspinall brings. Again, another fight that I was just definitely nervous for before, but and I think Joe Rogan kind of summarized it perfectly. Going into that fight was the most intriguing part about that fight. Going into it was that we just didn't know. I mean, we both were leaning Tom Aspinall, but we were both like, dude, if Sergey came out here and smoked him with an uppercut from all the way across the cage, I would not be surprised. Like if he just ended up extending his arm, Inspector Gadget style, and just crushing him and getting him out of there with one shot. But Tom Aspinall just super clean boxing. His footwork just moves around like a middleweight. The way he kind of bounces around on his feet. And it was hard for Pavlovich to really kind of find the distance. He ended up getting home with that one left hook, but I do think outside of that, I mean, he was pretty much, for the man who has right now the second longest reach in the UFC, he had a really hard time finding Tom Aspinall with those shots. And Tom Aspinall just getting in and out the way he did. I mean, it was so like 1-2, like just the way he landed that 1-2 perfectly. I mean, Pavlovich was out on his feet when Aspinall initially landed the combo. Hit him with another 1-2, ended up sending him back flying. No more follow-up shots were needed, but they ended up letting him go on. And yeah, Tom Aspinall, dude, just lights out performance. And yeah, it's going to be really hard to kind of find someone, at least in the immediate future, that's going to be able to handle what Tom Aspinall could bring.
Yeah, man. And one of his teammates fights this weekend, dude. He's a pretty big favorite too, but we'll get into that. What's going on, Tank Niner? How you doing? Glad you're able to make the show, brother. Yeah, dude. I guess feature fight of the night, real quick. Probably one of the only fights of the night that I was able to call correctly, like method and how it was going to happen, dude. Said Jessica Andrade round 2 knockout, and if by damn, was it round 1 or round 2? I don't even know, dude. But before this, dude, I was just wrong, like the whole night for the most part. But this was one of the ones I was like, people are forgetting that Jessica Andrade has that power, dude. And if you just look at Mackenzie Dern's past fights, dude, no one has anything remotely close to that power, dude. And dude, that was probably one of the funnest like women's fights that like wasn't for a title, dude, that I can like remember. Like non 5-round non-title fight, dude. Jessica Andrade, like Mackenzie Dern, that was a banger, dude. I'm glad Andrade got her hand raised. She's able to get back in the win column. I just think Mackenzie Dern was kind of on this little streak that I think people were a little bit overhyped on her, because we know what she does, dude. And, you know, she's been getting a little bit too comfortable with her hands, in my opinion. And I just thought that was, you know, I just kind of saw that coming. What's your thoughts on the feature fight, dude? Mackenzie Dern versus Jessica Andrade. Jessica Andrade refused to let herself go into obscurity.
Yeah, no, she really did. I mean, yeah, Bacha Estaca ended up going back to the old Bacha Estaca with the savage hooks, and you know, she really had to stay in there in the pocket to land a lot of the shots. Because I will give Mackenzie Dern a lot of credit coming into UFC. A lot of people didn't really give her much. I guess, you know, people more criticize her because she wasn't as willing to take hits as, you know, what fighters are supposed to be. But I've heard her in multiple interviews, you know, in the past, you know, with her last few fights, basically saying that, you know, she's gotten a lot more comfortable in terms of, you know, taking hits and being able to kind of take one to give one, setting up counters and becoming a little bit more comfortable with her striking. I thought that Dern was going to be able to win. I thought she was going to be able to use her striking, set it up with not even a takedown, because we know Dern's takedowns aren't great, but with some sort of back take, and be able to, you know, potentially get a submission there. But I did not think if it was going to come down to a striking battle that Dern would be able to outstrike Jessica Andrade. And that's what Jessica Andrade made it. To give Dern credit, you know, she did land some big shots, but if you're going to get into a firefight with Jessica Andrade, good luck. I mean, because there's not going to be many people who are going to be able to stand in the pocket with Jessica Andrade to be able to live to tell the tale. So I thought it was a throwback performance for Jessica Andrade, a much needed win. And her divorce lawyers are going to be happy because she did she get a bonus? I believe she got a bonus.
Not
yeah,
sure,
I thought she got a bonus at least. Yeah, I thought she got a bonus at least, but yeah, her divorce lawyers are going to be happy, and Mackenzie Dern's divorce lawyers are like, fuck, man, we're going to have to go back to the drawing board.
Yeah, dude.
Too many divorce lawyers involved in this fight.
Yeah, hell of a fight though. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. I do agree with you. One of the more fun non-title women's fights that I've seen. You know, they stood in there toe to toe and brought it, and they said that was going to be the type of fight that they brought, and they 100% did.
Hell yeah, dude. We've already been here for like 20 minutes, dude. We got to get through the rest of this pay-per-view real quick. But, dude, this past weekend was some fun fights. Benoit Saint Denis, Matt Frevola, dude. I knew Benoit Saint Denis was probably going to end up getting it done, dude. He's just a fucking absolute force of nature, dude. He is a tank, dude. Dude, good luck getting that dude out of there. Like, I truly don't know what you can do to beat Benoit Saint Denis down at 155, man. Thoughts on that real quick?
Yeah, steamrolled. Because I mean that wasn't close. I thought, riding the Sarah Longo wave, but obviously we seen earlier in the card that wave was that was a pond. That was no wave by any means. And Saint Denis just a savage, as you said. He just spams with those kicks, and I had even heard Frevola in interviews earlier in the week saying, "Hey, he loves that left kick. He loves to spam it to the body and throw it to the head. We're ready for it." And dude, it was just crazy to see that as well as he was prepared for it, he still landed that kick. So it just goes to show that he's a different animal when you're in there versus when you're watching. And yeah, I'm with you. I don't know who's going to be able to beat Saint Denis. I like this call out of Gamrot, Travis Gamrot. I think Gamrot might be thinking title shot because where he ended up weighing in as a backup, or potentially like one of the top guys in the division fights. But Saint Denis, it's going to be hard for me to find someone who's going to be able to beat him. That's not Islam or Charles Oliveira or anybody like that.
Yeah, man. Dude, none other than Diego Lopez, dude. I guess it's Lopez, been saying it wrong the whole time, but you never really know until they correct it on the UFC broadcast, dude. Diego Lopez, I had him by sub, but he knocks out Pat Sabatini with a head kick, basically, and then just finishes off with some ground and pound. He's also a force at 145, dude. Big dude. Looks like he might give some people some issues. Lost to Movsar Evloev, so obviously not the top of the division, but I think with a training camp, he's beaten probably a few people in the top 15.
Yeah, I thought it was the big right hand from Diego Lopes.
I thought he hit him with the head kick. No? Or was
I thought it was off
the head kick?
Yeah, Benoit hit Frevola with the head kick, and then Diego landed the big right hand when Sabatini was basically getting up off the ground. Like he was getting up, and Diego just absolutely crushed him with that big right hand. Got him down to the ground and it used that ground and pound. But I think it's just, Diego Lopez is showing evolution to his game. I mean, we saw how game he was as far as taking Movsar Evloev 3 rounds, and then we saw in his last fight how quick he was to be able to lock in the submission the way he was. Now you see a fight with Pat Sabatini, a guy who's a wrestler and likes to use jiu-jitsu. He gets into a scrap and knocks him out early in the fight. So Diego Lopes, another guy just similar to Benoit Saint Denis, is huge for his division. And it's going to be a matchup nightmare for a lot of people because the dude's got power in his hands. He's got obviously great submission skills. And the dude's good everywhere. And he's going to be a matchup nightmare for a lot of guys going into the future. Diego Lopez.
Yeah, man. I was for sure putting those two fights together, like the Benoit Saint Denis and the Diego Lopez. I was mashing those two together there at the end. But dude, great night of fights overall. It was fun being able to travel over there and hang out with all D-Rose for a few hours. Dude. didn't feel like I got any weekend after that, but it is what it is. It's always fun, dude. If you guys want to see our reaction to prelims or anything like that, feel free to go back and catch it on the live stream. But we got some fights to talk about this weekend and fight news and all that good stuff. So let's move on along the roads. UFC news and fight announcements. We got a banger to start this off, the road. So let me get my screen shared and let's see what you think. You already know about this. We already kind of talked about it last week, but right after the podcast last week, this was announced, man. None other than one of my guys, Sean the Sniper Woodson, going to be taking on Charles Air Jourdain. Dude, that's January 20th in Canada, dude, I believe. What's your thoughts on that, man?
Oh, that's interesting. That's in I keep forgetting that that's supposed to be the Canada card, but Charles Jourdain getting some home field advantage, but not against a good matchup, man. Sean Woodson, he's definitely a problem, but that's a firework matchup though, because both of the guys come to bring the fight.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
I'm a Charles Air Jourdain fan.
It's going to be a hell of a fight, and I'm excited for that. We have a number 2, D-Rose. We get Manel Cap versus Matthias Nicolau 2, and I love your Manel Cap impression when he doesn't understand why he lost this fight, D-Rose. So go ahead and just show him what he looks like. What? Huh? Why did I lose this fight?
What?
And he currently has that face right there in the picture, D-Rose. Oh, goodness. It's absolutely nuts, man. Let's see.
It's like when he clearly loses a fight, and it's like, how did I lose 30-27 when I definitely lost 30-27?
Yeah, dude. And Silent Six saying Lopez fought Mofsar in 2 weeks' notice. He is that guy. I agree. I agree, man. I would just love to see, let's just see where he goes. I love the fact that all of his fights were stoppages, but it made it an early night. Indeed, it did. And Austin laughing at your Manel Cap impression right there. Spot on. Spot on. Yeah, dude. Thoughts on number 2 of this, D-Rose?
Yeah, I mean, dude, I'm surprised that this is happening because wasn't Manel Kopp supposed to fight like Davison Figueiredo and
Kai Kara France?
Yeah, Kai. Yeah, I mean, but that's what I'm saying. Like he was supposed to be getting all these like top tier matchups in the flyweight division, and then he ends up settling with Matthias Nicolau, which I'm not saying that
his
he's
language
fighter,
after the fight,
yeah. Hey, you know what? I completely forgot about that until you said that. That could be potentially this could be punishment. Hey, you're taking a not as well known fighter and potentially a tougher matchup too. So
he already lost to him once,
right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that's what I say. You're taking a not less a less known guy, who's a tougher matchup. So yeah, that's a good theory by you.
One more time before we get out of here.
What? It's like how? Like how? How are you confused? You're always confused, but you're the only one confused.
It's my favorite thing, dude. You have no idea.
Stupid.
Let's see. I believe that's gonna be. Let's zoom out a little bit more here. We've got Jamal Pogues versus Thomas Peterson, February 3rd. Do you care about that at all or not?
Shoot, no, I do not.
Okay. Up next, well, that was this past weekend. Matus Rebecki choked him out, or I guess tapped him in the first round. I don't even know, D-Rose, what did he win by this past weekend? What
it was
like, an arm bar? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Here we go, dude. We got Kevin Jusset going to be taking on Song Kanong December 9th. You care about that at all?
Should be a good fight. Song Kanong usually goes up there and scrap. Normally goes down in the shield, but goes up there and scraps nonetheless. So should be a good fight.
Yeah, man. All right. We have Julia Stolyarenko taking on Luana Carolina February 3rd. Care about that?
Oh, not Luana Carolina. Oh.
All right. And Here we go, dude. Jan Blachowicz versus Alexander Rakic. Another number 2. I know you're ready for this one. UFC 297, January 20th. That's the Canada card. Thoughts on Canada? They're just shipping the shit turds to Canada, huh, dude? Alexander Rakic is boring as hell, dude. I feel for y'all having to watch this fight.
Yeah, I've noted multiple times what has scarred me from watching early prelims on the UFC, and that is Alexander Rakic. His boring fights was what I was like, dude, I cannot keep watching this bullshit. Like, there is something that I got to be doing more productive than watching early prelims. And yeah, he's a big reason why I question life at that point when I'm watching early prelims like that are that boring. But I mean, should be a decent script, maybe. I mean, the first one was kind of all right, but I mean, Jan's older at this point, so I don't really know what to make of it.
Yeah. Who knows, dude? Who knows? I thought Jan said he was going down to 185, though, right?
Who knows? I mean, he was saying that he was going to fight Izzy, and then I mean, Izzy's not the champ anymore, so it's not, not as intriguing if he tries to move down to fight Sean Strickland.
Indeed, dude. Indeed. Just getting all the results from this past weekend. Poton and New. Here we go, dude. I know, dude. Give it to me. Give it to me. You're already kind of on a roll today, so I'm just gonna let you take it away, dude. What's your thoughts, man?
Dude, how are we going to send Dominic Reyes into retirement like this? Like, why are we just going to cash him out at this point? I mean, I love Reyes, dude. I love Reyes, but man, dude, Carlos Oberg, he's on a roll right now, just sleeping everybody that he just ends up touching. I mean, that's men and women that he's sleeping every time he touches them. I mean, he's doing it all, literally and figuratively doing it all. And I mean, he can. No, but seriously, bad matchup for Dominic Reyes, dude. I mean, he's been very chinny. I mean, he got knocked out by a jab by Ryan Spann in that last fight. So yeah, I don't imagine it's going too well for him. Even though again, I'm a fan. I'd love to see him turn it around, but. Yeah, he's not getting any favors with these matchups that he gets.
Dude, who's Dominic Reyes' manager, dude? Like, who's even accepting these fights?
The UFC.
Like, who's offering him these fights, dude? Like,
it's got to be someone that works for the UFC.
Don't you want 100%. A halfway winnable fight, man? Like dude, I think his past few fights, he's been getting hit with lefts a whole lot, and you give him to basically like the second best left check hooker in the game right behind Alex, dude. Like, yes, all right, seriously. Dude. All right, here we go, dude.
And hands also move like a freaking welterweight, dude. Like, his hands are so freaking fast. Like, he throws combos like Michael Johnson. It's nuts.
Absolutely crazy, dude. They hate Dominic Reyes. Austin saying just feel bad for Reyes. I mean, how can you not, dude? How can you go from undefeated and then haven't won since you lost against John Jones, dude? It just Reyes manager is Diego Santos, old guru coach. So apparently Joshua Fabia is Reyes.
There you go.
All right, what's your thoughts on this, D-Rose? In January 13th, Ankalaev versus Johnny Walker. I believe this will be who challenges Alex next for the title. What's your thoughts on this, D-Rose?
I like that they ended up doing it for a main event. I think if they're going to try to move Johnny Walker towards some type of title shot, he's going to need like some type of showcase. And I think the same thing for Magomed Ankalaev. Every single time that you remember like back in the day when I don't remember if you did this as a school project in school when you were in elementary school, but so they had like two magnets. And you had the north side of the magnet and you had the south side of the magnet. So you take the north and the south side and you connect them, and obviously they're opposite sides, so opposites attract. And you put the north side together and it wouldn't connect. It was just, it kept sliding up and down. I feel like that is Magomed Ankalaev's career with getting a title shot. Like him and title shot are both the north side of the magnet. and they just cannot get on the same page at all. They just keep missing because every single time Magomed gets himself into a position to earn himself a title shot, he completely fumbles it. For his sake and for his fans, hopefully he can turn it around. But man, he just cannot stop shooting himself in the foot.
Yeah, man. I'm going to be rooting for Johnny Walker like none other, dude.
Same.
Because what I know we do not want, dude, is a 5-round main event. Magomed Ankalaev versus Alexander Rakic, dude. Could you imagine that, dude? I would be like, you know what, y'all? I'm turning it off right before the main event, and I'm gonna call it a night, dude. I'm just gonna look at it like a bad fight night card, dude. Because if that fight ends up getting made and you put it into the ether a few days ago, dude, I watch every.
I
UFC
tried to not
fight,
even.
Dude. I watch every UFC fight, dude, or I try to. The only one I haven't watched recently was Jamie Pickett versus what's his name, Josh Frim. That's the only one I haven't watched recently, dude. But if that fight happens, I'm about to be like, yeah, I'm not watching that shit, dude. And it'll for sure be like a fucking main event, dude. But yeah, can we avoid all Magomed Ankalaev versus Alexander Rakic, please? Please, UFC, if you hear this, please.
I can only beg. I try not to even go towards manifesting that on here. I know we talked about it in private. That's why I was like, I'm not even bringing it here because I don't even want to put that in the possibility of anybody else's ear to potentially want that fight, because that would be the worst fight that the UFC could ever put on. I mean, that would have to be a fight night main event. I mean, there's no way you would fight a pay-per-view headliner. I mean, if you would have to put that on a 3-fight title card, and that's the first title fight out of the 3. You cannot make that a main event by any circumstances. You will lose ratings.
And behind a women's title fight.
Yes. We are going to put Rocky Pennington versus Mayra Bueno Silva over Magomed Ankalaev versus Alexander Rakic. I mean, 100%, dude. No way we're putting that as a main event at all.
And Silent Six, appreciating your magnet analogy there, D-Rose. Hell yeah, Walker is entertaining. It seems to be getting better and better. He's also learning to not injure himself after the fight is over. Yeah, no more worms for Johnny Walker recently. Anyway, dude, that's this weekend, dude. Here's one that I'm not a fan of. Vivi's my girl, but she's going to be taking on the killer that is Natalia Silva, dude. Hell of a fight. It's going to be a good one. Vivi upset a lot of people when she beat Jennifer Maia a couple weeks ago, dude. This is going to be February 3rd. What's your immediate thoughts on this, man?
Yeah, I was big on Jennifer Maia going into the fight, and
Me too, dude. She was in our ladder. Don't forget the ladder. Rest in peace.
The ladder. That's nice. That was a baby that never seen the light of day. I mean, goodness gracious. Yeah, that was. I always think back. Like, minus 700 is he? How did he lose? That is unbelievable, dude. Unbelievable. But yeah, man. Vivi did surprise me in her last fight, but Natalia Silva's a dog, dude. So yeah, I think Natalia
said that's Brian Battle.
Bro.
Dude, I cannot unsee that now. Vivi does look like Brian Battle.
Bro. Brian Battle grew his hair back.
Holy shit, dude. Oh, goodness.
That's hilarious.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Dude, that 100% is.
It is. Anyway, dude. What's your thoughts on the fight, man?
Good. I think it's a good scrap, man. I think like I said, Natalia Silva, she's a beast though, man. I mean, I know Vivi looked good in her last fight, but Natalia Silva's a beast, and I'm going to definitely favor Natalia going into that fight, but it'll be a dog fight for sure.
Yeah, dude, I'm excited for it. Doesn't say it's going to be main event or anything like that. So, probably just 3 rounds. Up next, we do have fight for this weekend. Cesar Almeida is out. Christian Leroy Duncan will now face Dennis Talulin on late notice this weekend. So keep that in mind when we make our picks, D-Rose. We got Aliskab Kizriev going to be taking on Makhmud Muradov on February 3rd. You care about that one at all?
I mean, Makhmud, he normally brings a good fight, so yeah, I think that should be interesting.
All right, dude. And last one, we have Thimba Garimbo versus Kiefer Crosby added to February 3rd card. Care about that one at all, or no?
No.
All right. So with that being, all right. So with that being said, let me see if you guys got you big. It's Brianna battle now. Oh goodness, y'all are wild. Bring back the ladder instead of a 3-leg. Give us one play or a money line single prop. It's hard, Lush. It's hard, man, because we can be so confident in it, and it just flopped, dude. It's a fist fight.
That's the worst
dude.
part. Is the ones you're most confident in is the ones that you end up flopping on, and the ones that you feel so shaky about are the ones that end up hitting. So that's what I hate about gambling, because it's all freaking luck.
Dude, me and you were talking, I think, earlier today, dude. Somehow I am able to hit 6 legs, 9 legs, 8 legs, 10 legs, dude. If I have $1, $2.50, $5 on it, dude. But God forbid me put $20, $25, $50 on a 3-leg, dude. That shit has 0% chance of fucking hitting. It makes no sense, dude. I can hit a plus 98,000 $5 leg and win $800, but I can't hit a $20 3-leg to win 60 to save my fucking life, dude. It's just what can you do? Minus 600 confident, exactly. It makes no sense, brother. No sense at all. It's hard, dude. It's a fist fight. It makes me sick to my stomach at the end of the day. I'm a degenerate gambler, dude. What can you do? Just don't put money on there that I can't afford to lose. And, it is what it is. Alan said he's going to KO. He's going for the KO on Craig, and that's a nice prop bet. I guess we'll see. We appreciate it, Francie. I wonder if, dude, we do have props on the main event. So, we'll talk about it when we get there. Keep gambling, man. You'll eventually win. You have to, Austin, right? You only lose if you give up. Right before we get started with the card for this weekend, I'm gonna get the banner pulled up here though. I do gotta let people know I have been playing with Prize Picks the past maybe week or so, 2 weeks now, and I've been sending my tickets like the D-Rose. I'm pretty solid about I do a 6-pick. I double up I would say 70% of the time, and I finally hit a 6-leg on some basketball or football the other night. So I was pretty stoked on that. So I'm gonna try to venture Prize Picks MMA this weekend. I tried to play last weekend. I was close, didn't end up hitting the 6-leg. Once again, doubled up with the 5-leg. So I'm gonna play with that a few more weeks, and then I'll try to start giving y'all some Prize Picks plays. When I hop on here and stuff like that. But it's not as easy for MMA as it is for other sports. That's what I've kind of seen so far, because you never really know what's going to happen. So with that being said, D-Rose, you ready to get into the fights for this weekend, man?
Let's do it, man. I'm of course, I had the pay-per-view from last week, so kind of a come down on the card coming up, but it is a solid card for a TV card, though. It's solid.
Yeah, we got a shit ton of fights, dude. So let's not waste any more time and let's get into it. This upcoming weekend, we are having UFC Vegas 82 or UFC Fight Night. Brendan Allen versus Paul Craig. It's going to be Saturday, November 18th at 2 p.m. We got an early card this weekend. So, prelims start at 2 p.m. So, keep that in mind. If you're on the West Coast, that's 11 a.m. So y'all got an early card. It's going to be at the Apex. We do have, according to Tapology, 14 fights. So, not sure if they're all going to stay on here this weekend. But here we go, dude. Let's get into it. We have All In Brendan Allen going to be taking on the Bear Jew, Paul Craig. We've got the Celtic Kid, Jake Matthews, taking on Michael Morales, dude. That's a hell of a co-main event. We've got the Monkey King, Jordan Levitt, taking on Chase, the Dream Hooper. We've got Peyton Talbot. Watch out for this guy. He's pretty interesting. He's going to be taking on Nick Aguirre. We've got Amanda Hebus taking on Luana Pinheiro. We've got the Doctor, Euro Schmedic, taking on super late notice replacement. No vowels in his name or a bile or a bye. I don't know. I'm not even trying that. It's Myktybek. How you say that, D Rose? And
There, you nailed it. You
all
got
right,
it.
we've got Nicholas Moda taking on Trey Ogden, dude. Trey Ogden, a spoiler for a lot of people. Interesting fight. We've got Lucy Pudilova taking on the finger popper herself, Aileen Perez. We've got Mick Parkin taking on Caio Machado, and Jonathan JSP Pierce taking on Joe Anderson Brito. That's going to be a banger early on in the night. We've got Chad and Helliger taking on Jose Johnson. Charles Energy Johnson taking on Rafael Estevam. We've got Lucas Alexander taking on Jekka Sergi. And first fight of the night is going to be Christian Leroy Duncan taking on Dennis DeLulan. I'm sure this order is for sure going to change by Friday because I doubt they're putting Christian Leroy Duncan versus Dennis DeLulan as the first fight of the card, D-Rose.
Hey, they could. You never know.
I highly doubt it, dude. They're higher.
Nah, it has on the
that.
ESPN app. It has Charles Johnson and Rafael Estevam.
All right. Well, Tapology, this is listed here first, so they probably don't know where this fight's going. So let's go ahead and get this one out of the way. Christian Leroy Duncan going to be taking on Dennis DeLulan, dude. 8-1 for Christian Leroy Duncan. Last fought Armin Petrosian. Yeah, Armin Petrosian lost by decision, dude. And I think you get this guy confused with Vitor Petrino because they kind of fight the same way, but this guy's kind of more of an idiot. And I think maybe that's why you were picked Modestus Bukalkas against Vitor Petrino. But
Christian Leroy Duncan?
Yeah, they kind of fight the same way, and they're both like jacked guys.
No, they don't. Like Christian Leroy Duncan, like sticks his butt out at people when he fights. Like he literally like turns around and sticks his butt out at people. Like no, him and Vitor Petrino don't fight this. Vitor Petrino his gas tank worries me. I definitely did not get them confused at all. Yeah, they're completely different fighters.
Christian Leroy Duncan, kind of an idiot when he fights though. Dennis DeLulan, 11-8 overall. I thought he probably got cut from the UFC, dude. Christian Leroy Duncan, 28 years old, 6'2", and a 79-inch reach, while Dennis DeLulan, 35 years old, 6'1", 77-inch reach, dude. I believe Christian Leroy Duncan was going to be fighting someone else that was like kickboxer that beat Alex Pereira, but that guy ended up falling out. So this is late notice replacement, Dennis DeLulan, dude. I think they're just kind of just getting Christian Leroy Duncan a fight, to be honest. And Dennis DeLulan isn't that good. I got to go Christian Leroy Duncan here. I wonder if we even have odds for this, D-Rose.
It's bad because on the ESPN app right now, they still have Christian Leroy Duncan fighting Cesar Almeida. That's the dude he was supposed to fight. So yeah, they don't even have it updated. So I have not seen anything as far as odds just yet.
Yeah, it looks like we don't have odds for this, but I'm going Christian Leroy Duncan. Which way are you going here, man?
No need to elaborate here. Dennis DeLulan, not great. Christian Leroy Duncan, let's take him.
All right, fair enough. Easy enough. Moving on up. Next fight, we've got Lucas Alexander taking on Jekka Sergi, dude. The Lion, Lucas Alexander, is 8-3 overall, while I'm not going to try that. So Jekka Sergi is 13-3 overall. We saw Lucas Almeida last. Who did he fight, dude? It was pretty good. Steve Peterson won by unanimous decision. And before that, lost to Joe Anderson Brito. But, it's Joe Anderson Brito. While Jekka Sergi, I believe he lost on the, the Singapore card, the road to UFC, against Angel Jubilee that was just getting barked at by Mike Breeden a couple weeks ago, dude. I got to go Lucas Alexander, the Lion, probably knocking out Jekka Sergi here, dude. Which way are you going?
Yeah, Lucas Alexander, he's very scrappy, and yeah, I think
I didn't even give
his
stats because I'm not taking the time, dude. We have 14 fights and we've already been here about an hour, dude. we got stuff on.
Yeah, let's go Lucas Alexander here.
All right, dude. We got a couple comments in here. Let me. What's happening? My thing is freezing up. Let's see here. Let's see. What did Lush say? What is that? Lush taking notes. All right. Do you know when they say you get the belt, your picks get 20% better? Right?
Hopefully my gambling picks improve by 20% as well.
All right, dude. So the one let's actually get started. These are the ones that I was ready for. We are at Charles Energy Johnson taking on Macapa Rafael Esteban. 13-5 for Charles Energy Johnson, while Rafael Esteban is 11-0, dude. Charles Johnson, 32 years old, 5'9" and a 70-inch reach, while UFC newcomer Rafael Esteban is 27 years old, 5'8" and a 69-inch reach. You know Charles Johnson is my guy, D-Rose. I pick him every time he fights. He just struggles against the takedowns, and that is what this Rafael Esteban guy is. He goes for the takedowns a whole shit ton, dude. All his work is done on the ground, as you'll see, ground and pound elbow, unanimous decision, ground and pound, TKO punches, but this is all before the UFC. My thing here is, dude, I think Charles Johnson, he struggled against Cody Durden and Muhammad Makayev, dude, and they got him down, but he kept getting back up. And I just don't know if this UFC newcomer is ready for someone that, if you take him down, if they're ready to keep getting back up, and his striking isn't the best. So that being said, dude, give me the plus 124 dog in Charles Energy Johnson to break his 2 losing streak, dude, and get a dub over the UFC newcomer and Rafael Esteban. Which way are you going here? I'm going Charles Energy Johnson.
Man, the worst part is that I honestly I agree with you. That's actually what I was going to. I was hoping that you wasn't going to go Charles Johnson, hoping that the 2-fight losing streak was going to throw you off on your skid here. But Ode Osborne and Cody Durden are the last 2 that he lost. Good fighters.
Dude, and that Ode fight was Osborne, like, he took a 5-minute break, like in the first round, like for the nut shot. It was like 2 minutes in the fight, and then he take literally the full 5 minutes for the nut shot. So I kind of think that threw him off a little bit too.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, and that was still a close fight. So he might be on a 2-fight losing streak, but I think that can kind of deceive you if you're just looking at the record and not necessarily the fights. As he was competitive in both of those fights, and looks like Esteban doesn't even really get out of the second round that much. So I think if Charles Johnson can survive early, come on in the later rounds and be able to steal a decision here.
Hell yeah. Looks like we are both on energy. Charles Johnson. D-Rose going with it with his bald brother this week. I don't know what that was. It looked like I sucked in something out of my air, like a fuzz or something like that. Up next, we do have Chad Anheliger going to be taking on Jose Johnson. The monster, Chad Anheliger, is 12-6 overall, 1-4 of his last 5, while Jose Johnson, Lobo Soltario, is 5-8 overall, 1-3 of his last 5. UFC short notice fight against Damon Blackshear and got put in a twister, D-Rose. Yeah, man, tough fight there, because I don't think me or you was expecting Damon Blackshear to do that, but he kind of showed that Damon Blackshear is someone to keep your eye on down at 135, dude. Anyway, Chad Anheliger, 36 years old, 5'6", 64-inch reach, while Jose Johnson is 28 years old, 6 foot and a 71-inch reach. Currently, odds for this are
You said the odds.
Yeah,
ESPN right now has Jose Johnson minus 190 and Chad Anheliger at plus 160 right now.
Yeah, I don't have odds for this. I was going to end up going Jose Johnson, probably. I don't know, dude. Chad Anheliger's tough, but I just think maybe Jose Johnson going to have the bigger moments. in the fight, man. Which way are you going here?
Yeah, I actually think that I'm actually going to go Chad Anheliger here. I think Jose Johnson, he's he's tall and lanky for the division. He's got,
But he
good
wrestles, though.
striking, but yeah, but he's not good off of his back though. Or from what I had seen in his losses, that he's not very great off his back. If Chad can kind of put the pressure on him, put a little bit of the striking on him, and put Jose Johnson on his back, I think that's an avenue to victory for him. Yeah, give me the underdog here. I'll take Chad Anheliger.
All right, the 12-year older vet, D Rose is taking Chad Anheliger. I am going Jose Johnson in our first different fight pick of the night. So going to be an interesting one there. Yeah, not too confident in it, but I guess the pick champ's going to be riding on it. Up next, we do have Jonathan JSP Pierce, and he is going to be taking on Joe Anderson Turribow, Joe Anderson Burrito, Turribow. I don't know if that's how you say it. Jonathan JSP Pierce is 14-4 overall, won all 5 of his last 5, while Joe Anderson Burrito is 15-3-1 overall and won 4 of his last 5. Currently, odds for this are Jonathan Pierce is a -130 favorite, while Joe Anderson Burrito is a +110 dog. Jonathan Pierce, 31 years old, 6 foot and a 71-inch reach, while Joe Anderson Burrito is 28 years old, 5'8" and a 72-inch reach. So Joe Anderson Burrito going to be about 4 inches shorter than JSP Pierce, but going to have a 1-inch reach advantage, dude. Interesting. Dude, this is probably one of the ones that I have been kind of going back and forth on since I saw the fight earlier in the week, dude. Something tells me Joe Anderson Burrito ends up knocking Jonathan Pierce out, dude. And I know Jonathan Pierce is tough, hard to get out of there. Don't know if he has been finished, dude. But if there's one person that can do it, it is Joe Anderson Burrito. So give me the +110 dog in Joe Anderson Burrito to get it done over JSP Jonathan Pierce this weekend.
Whew, this one's a tough fight for me because Joe Anderson Burrito is an absolute tank. And but I do think that for everything that he brings, I think that JSP kind of has the ingredients, kind of that pressure wrestle type of style, not heavy hands, but well enough to kind of set up his strikes to set up the wrestling. And I think if JSP can kind of do that and put the foot on the gas and kind of smother that power of Joe Anderson Burrito, I think that's an avenue to victory for him. Joe Anderson Burrito hits like a truck, so it's not going to be easy. But give me Jonathan Pierce here. I think he's going to be able to kind of take similar to like a Bill Algeo plan, kind of just smother the power, get some takedowns, get some control. It won't be a pretty fight, but I think it'll just be the avenue to victory for JSP that he needs to take. And yeah, give me Jonathan Pierce here.
Yeah, if you want to be safe here, y'all, Joe Anderson Burrito early or JSP late. If you want to make a bet, Joe Anderson Burrito round 1, 2, JSP 3 or decision, you should be covering all your bases there for the most part. So different pick again with Joe Anderson Burrito. I'm going Joe Anderson Burrito. D Rose is going to Jonathan JSP Pierce. Up next, dude, we have Mick Parkin, an English heavyweight, trains with the champ and Tom Aspinall. He is going to be taking on Caio Machado. Bigfoot just now signed from the Contender Series 3 months ago when he beat Kevin Sofarski at 11-1. But Mick Parkin, 7-0, 28 years old, 6'4" and a 79-inch reach, while Caio Machado is 29 years old, 6'4" and a 78-inch reach. Currently, odds for this are -360 for Mick Parkin, +285 for Caio Machado. Dude, last time Mick Parkin fought, I bet him to win against Jamal Pogues via decision, and I cashed like a +700 there. So I was pretty stoked on that. We don't really have props yet for this fight, but I gotta say, this camp is just vibing right now, training with Tom Aspinall. He just won the interim heavyweight champion. Give me Mick Parkin to win this fight 3 or decision over Caio Machado, dude. Which way are you going?
Yeah, I think Mick Parkin, for him to be a heavyweight as well, he's got good ground skills, good ground transitions. And And in that he really showed that in that Contender Series fight when he was able to set up the submission, as far as just his actual ground ability. And I think that in heavyweight that's something that you can really use. And as you said, that the camp's kind of on a roll right now. Let's go make Parkin here. I'd say even maybe potentially look for a submission prop here, but yeah, I'm definitely going to make Parkin.
All right, fair enough. Me and D-Rose both on the English heavyweight Mick Parkin. Up next, dude, we've got Lucy Pudilova going to be taking on
Aileen Magomedov Perez. Let's go.
Dude, what are we doing?
Where's the hat? Where's the wig?
Dude, I'm not putting that
hair
on, dude. Aileen Perez, how dare she put Nurmagomedov as her name as she's online finger popping her holes, dude. You can't do that. Yeah. That being said, I usually go against the girls that are online showing their buttholes and, doing things like that. But I just don't think Lucy Pudilova is that good, man. 14-8 overall. Fighting out of the Czech Republic. Czech Republic just now lost in Yuri Prochazka. So unless Lucy Pudilova is going to get the revenge for Yuri this past weekend, I believe she just kind of gets kind of mauled like Aileen Perez did to Ashley Evans Smith. But let's talk about it. Lucy Pudilova, 14-8. 29 years old, 5'8" and a 67-inch reach, while Argentina's Aileen Perez is 8-2 overall, 29 years old, 5'5" and a 66-inch reach, training out of the goat shed. A lot of people training out of there now. Yeah, dude, I gotta go Aileen Perez. I don't know. Aileen Perez probably gonna win this. Which way are you going, man?
Yeah, there's no need to even elaborate. We'll just go Aileen Perez here.
All right. Currently odds for this plus 154 Lucy Pudilova, minus 185 for Aileen Perez, dude. I've seen a few people on Lucy Pudilova this week, and it wouldn't surprise me if she got it done just because what are you doing online? Like, you're a fighter. Stop doing that. Anyway, me and D-Rose both on Aileen Perez. Up next, dude, we've got none other than Nicholas Iron Mota taking on the Samurai Ghost in Trey Ogden. Nicholas Mota, 13-5 overall. Chinny or not chinny? I don't know. Trey Ogden, 16-6 overall. Nicholas Mota, 30 years old, 5'9" and a 70.5-inch reach, while Trey Ogden is 34 years old, 5'11" and a 72-inch reach. D-Rose, we have someone that has power, but is not the best fighter in the world, taking on someone that has no power with pretty good game plan. Going to be one that I don't know what's going to happen here. Dude, give me I'm going to make you pick this fight. Currently, Trey Ogden a plus 105 dog. Nicholas Mota minus 125 favorite. D-Rose, which way are you going? And break it down. Do what you do.
If there's anybody's fights that I have not been able to call, it's Trey Ogden. Yeah, every single time I think Trey Ogden's going to lose, he wins, and every time I think he's going to win, he loses. I think he is going to have a little bit. He's going to have a little bit of size on Nicholas Mota here. He's a pretty good wrestler, big dude. I think, as you said, Mota potentially a little chinny. In his losses, he has been floored with a big knockout. Let's go. I'm taking the underdog here, man. I think Trey Ogden, like I said, be able to use his size. I think right now, he's on the betting line, he is a plus 114 underdog on FanDuel, and a Nicholas Mota is a minus 146.
Yeah. So if you're betting this, make sure you bet FanDuel, because right now Trey Ogden plus 105 dog, so he's barely a dog. You get better odds on FanDuel than DraftKings right now. So if you're betting early on this fight, which you probably shouldn't be betting this fight, let's be real.
yeah, you definitely shouldn't be, or at least without any type of confirmation before the weigh-in. But let's go Trey Ogden here.
Note to young fighters: using iron as your no more using iron as your nickname.
Please, especially someone with the name Michael. I know Nicholas but Iron Michael Chandler, Iron Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson had it. If your name is Michael, especially, I'm with you also for the Iron name in general, but especially if your name is Mike, please try to be a little more original than Iron.
Stainless steel. All right.
I was like candy painted chrome. I mean, something, man. Come on.
You said you were going Trey Ogden via decision.
Yeah.
All right. Let me switch it up. Give me Nicholas Mota to win this fight via knockout. That's the way I'm going.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. Not confident in it either way, though. Hopefully that one don't end up being in the pick champ for the week. Up next, dude. One that just now added, dude. Euro Schmedich, the doctor, going to be taking on Oribai. The doctor is 9-1 overall. Only loss is to Jalen Turner, dude. Fighting out of Serbia. 30 years old, 6'1", 71-inch reach. Moved up to 170 last fight and ended up snoozing my guy, Semi the Jedi, dude. Absolutely nuts. Spinning back fist. But, dude, you never know. Out of Kyrgyzstan, Migbektik could be this absolute killer, dude. We don't have odds for this. So that being said, give me Euro Schmedich to defeat UFC newcomer fighting out of Kyrgyzstan, dude. What you got here? How do you say it, dude? Dude, it's like the African names that are like they're like Ong or some shit like that. It's like, bro, like
dude,
how do you spell it though? It's hard sometimes. But hey, that's their language. It is what it is. I'm not going to hate. I'm just going to try my best. Until I get it, until I hear it, I'm probably going to say it wrong. So just get I'm trying.
Yeah, I know John Annie's not gonna be on the call this weekend, so I'm not gonna be able to get any confirmation bias with him to tell me what the name is. But I think I'm a fan of Uros Medic. He always brings a fight, win, lose, or draw. I believe I picked him to beat Semi the Jedi in their last fight, and honestly, him at welterweight, I thought he was going to be a little undersized, but him next to Simmelsberger, who is a pretty big welterweight. Uros Medic was a little bit smaller, but he held his own in terms of size. So I think this division could be something that could pan out for him if he is able to form his body to it. His striking is dangerous, man, and he can put a lot of people out. So yeah, I'll go Uros Medic here, and let's even go let's go by knockout.
All right, me and Nero's both on the doctor this week. Uros Medic to beat McBectic. Moving on up, dude. We've got none other than Amanda Hebus taking on Luana Pinheiro, dude. I will never get over seeing Luana Pinheiro fake being kicked in the face by Randa Marcos to win that fight she was losing, dude. I just can't get over it, dude. Amanda Hebus, 11-4, keeps bouncing up 125, back down to 115. Can't really figure out where she's going to go, dude. But Amanda Hebus won 2 of her last 5, while Luana Pinheiro won all 5 of her last 5. Amanda Hebus, 30 years old, 5'3", and a 66-inch reach, while Luana Pinheiro, 11-1 overall, 30 years old, 5'4", and a 62-inch reach. Dero, something tells me that Amanda Hebus probably going to end up getting knocked out this weekend, and I don't like to say it. Odds for this are currently plus 195 for Luana Pinheiro and minus 238 for Amanda Hebus, dude. I like Amanda Hebus, but dude, her chin worries me. And dude, Luana Pinheiro's got some power, dude. Got to be honest. Give me the dog, the basically plus 200 dog to defeat Amanda Hebus this weekend, brother. Which way are you
going? So Luana Pinheiro, she's a decent fighter. I do think in her last fight, I do think that she had lost that Michelle Waterson Gomez fight that she ended up getting the split for. I thought Michelle Waterson had won that fight. I thought she won it pretty cleanly. Sam Page. She fought Sam Page and beat her by decision, like you said. Got the little weasel win over Random Marcus the way she did. So I'm going to go Amanda Hebos. I'm going to tell you the thing that worries me, and we talked about this before. It's not even necessarily for me Amanda Hebos' chin, more so just her defense. Because literally, when you look at both of the times that she's been knocked out by Marina Rodriguez and Macy Barber, like she did not move her head at all. Like Marina Rodriguez, literally, I mean, right down the barrel, just hit her with a 1-2, and Macy Barber literally hit Amanda Hebos with a head kick. Hebos is just standing there. Macy Barber throws a hook. Hebos is still standing there, and Macy Barber's like, "Oh shit, okay, I'll hit you with another one," and just hits her again. Like Amanda Hebos just has the worst time moving her head. The only bit of defense that she ever tries to display is someone hits her, she runs back, she jumps backwards, puts her arms up in the air, and she like kind of reshuffles her feet. But it's almost like she's trying to do the wave when she's like trying to block a shot. Like she literally puts her arms up in the air and she's like, yeah, she's like imagination, like doing the SpongeBob imagination when she's trying to like imagination, trying to block a shot. He's getting hit. So as long as she's able to use some sort of head movement,
and not her imagination.
Yeah, not the imaginary defense, the actual defense. Imagination. Yeah, dude. I think Hebos, she's very talented. So I think she does have a lot of skills. Just got to be able to mentally stay in it. But let's go, Amanda Hebos.
All right, another different one this week. D Rose going to Amanda Hebos. I am unfortunately picking Luana Pinheiro. Not happy about it, to be honest. Up next, dude, we have one that I am really interested in, dude. I am pretty high on Peyton Talbot. He is going to be taking on Nick Aguirre. Slick Nick Aguirre. Peyton Talbot, 6-0 overall, fighting out of Reno, Nevada. So pretty much right outside the apex there. Anyway, Nick Aguirre, 7-1 overall. Lost his last fight against none other than the determined Dan Argueta. But Peyton Talbot, 25 years old, 5'10" and a 70-inch reach, while Nick Aguirre is 27 years old, 5'9" and a 74-inch reach. D Rose, we saw, or the people that know Peyton Talbot saw him on the Contender Series against Reyes Cortez Acosta, I believe. Anyway, Tracy Cortez's brother, dude. And, dude, this guy is game. He's just walking forward, kind of Sean Strickland-esque, dude, kind of talking shit to you. Will eat some punches, dude, but not going away. And he's in your face walking forward 100% of the time. This guy going to be a problem if you can't get him out of there. And he's 6-0, dude. Has that, like, undefeated confidence, dude. Dude, he's kind of a problem, dude. I don't know how to explain it. Do I think that he should be a -800 favorite this weekend? Absolutely not, dude. So let's see. Peyton Talbot, round 3 or decision, is currently -110. If I was going to be playing this, I would be looking at maybe Peyton Talbot round 2, 3 KO, or Peyton Talbot 3 or decision. Yeah, dude, I'd be wary this weekend. But I like this kid. I just don't think he should be anywhere close to a -800 favorite. I would expect him -300, something like that. Earlier in the week, he was like -500, and I'm like, damn, that's a little high. But now seeing it -800, I'm like, oh, there's no chance. There's no money line plays happening here. Don't parlay this. Don't let it happen, y'all. Which way you going here, D Rose? I'm going the -800 favorite, Peyton Talbot.
Yeah, I think we'll go Peyton Talbot here. I'm not even gonna. I remember from the Contender Series, but not all that well. And I'm just remembering that Dan Argueta got dominated in his last fight, which lost me my bet. So I'm doing a little confirmation bias here.
Shut out the ladder.
Yeah, Ow, not one ladder. I'm going a little bit of bias here. So yeah, let's go Peyton Talbot.
All right, me and D Rose both on the -800 favorite in Peyton Talbot, dude.
Very risky of us to really jump out there, dude, with a -800.
Let's see. Austin saying, "Don't count out Slick Nick. Better nickname, possibly a better fighter because of that, dude." Austin, do me a favor, dude. Go watch the Contender Series. It was this past season, dude. Go watch Peyton Talbot versus Reyes Cortez Acosta, dude. And Tracy Cortez's brother had a lot of hype, dude. And dude, this kid, he's probably going to be an issue for a whole bunch of people, dude. Go check it out, man. Anyway, dude, let's get this next one up here. I believe we are at getting close to.
I'm curious to see what you think about this
feature fight of the card, dude. I'm setting my ways here, dude. We've got the Monkey King, Jordan Levitt, taking on Chase, the Dream Hooper. Jordan Levitt, 11-2 overall, won 3 of his last 5, while Chase, the Dream Hooper, is 12-3 and won 3 of his last 5 as well. Jordan Levitt, 28 years old, 5'9" and a 71-inch reach, while Chase, the Dream Hooper, 24 years old, 6'1" and a 74-inch reach. D-Rose, I think this last fight right here against Nick Fiore, dude, showed quite a bit, dude. Stepping up to 155 was a good decision for Chase Hooper. Kind of grown into his body just a little bit and showing that he's got some striking skills, man. Starting to learn how to use his reach and range and everything like that. Currently, odds for this are -205 for Chase Hooper and +170 for Jordan Levitt, dude. I just think the size here going to be a little bit of a difference, dude. Jordan Levitt's striking isn't good enough to knock out Chase Hooper like Steve Garcia did. And I do think that them both being good grapplers, this is going to end up being on the feet for the most part. And I know Jordan Levitt, got a knockout in his last fight, but, I don't look into that too much. It was a kind of I don't want to say it was a fluke, but it was a clinch knee, and then he just kind of got him out of there, dude. Dude just kind of dropped. But, yeah, dude, I got to say Chase Hooper going to probably end up this is going to be a stand-up fight, y'all. I'm calling this shit right now. This ain't even probably going to go to the ground one time, even though you think it's going to. I got Chase Hooper probably pointing out over 3 rounds Jordan Levitt here. Which way are you going, D-Rose?
I think the toughest part for me about this fight is that I've been wrong about like each of their fights. Like each one I thought they were going to lose, they win, they lose. Like I've not been able to call either one of these guys fights right to save my life. What I really liked from, I think you're right about Hooper is that he kind of did show a little bit more of his striking in his last fight. I do think Jordan Levitt, his striking still is a little bit of an unknown just because we haven't really seen much of it. If I had to guess, he probably doesn't have much of it, but again, we don't really know.
It looks like Ryan Hall, like he's like throwing like these weird. He's almost throwing kicks at you, trying to get taken down just a little bit.
He's just trying to like get people's hands up and like react and defend and stuff like that. But hell, I can't even remember like a highlight of like, oh yeah, there goes a Jordan Levitt strike.
I can remember one, dude.
Yeah. I don't want to. I don't want to remember it. I think that's more or less the thing. I don't think that I don't remember it. I just don't want to. But no, I do think that the only thing that worries me about picking Chase Hooper is that Jordan Levitt in his last fight, the way that he showed how he can dominate in that clinch, kind of using a little bit of his man strength. Chase Hooper is still 24, so still kind of body still growing just a little bit more. Where I would say, Jordan Levitt's at that prime age right now, 28 years old, kind of coming into the prime of his powers. Man, I think I'm actually going to go with the underdog here. I think if Jordan Levitt's able to get any type of top position whatsoever, he is the stronger fighter when it comes to those top positions. Now, can Chase Hooper use his length and some scramble positions to get an advantageous position? Potentially, but I want to go with who I deem the stronger of the two, and who has a pretty good wrestling game himself in Jordan Levitt here. And I think I don't think Jordan Levitt submits Chase Hooper by any means, but I think I think Jordan Levitt gets the decision here.
Fair enough, dude. Yeah. It don't surprise me, dude. I mean, you don't ever pick either one of these guys, so I don't expect you to like. You're like, who do I pick here? I don't really like either one of these guys. Dude. a lot of people hate Jordan Levitt, dude, and it's like, dude, he's an all right fighter. You're like, it's like, I think y'all just hate him because he shakes his ass. Like, he's still a pretty good fighter.
That's exactly what it is.
But dude, that being said, I don't think this goes to the ground this week, dude. I think both fighters want to show off their striking skills, and Chase Hooper, taller, longer, going to end up pointing them out in the end. We have another different pick, y'all. D Rose going to Monkey King Jordan Levitt, and I am on Chase the Dream Hooper. Co-main event time, we have none other than the Celtic Kid, Jake Matthews, and he is going to be taking on, let me get this up here so y'all see what I'm talking about. He is going to be taking on Michael Morales from Ecuador, y'all. Jake Matthews, 19-6 overall. Michael Morales, dude, 15-0. Jake Matthews, 29 years old, even though been in the UFC for 29 years. He's 5'11" and 72-inch reach, while Michael Morales is 24 years old, 6 foot and a 79-inch reach. D-Rose, what worries me here is Jake Matthews' chin, dude. Michael Morales is also a big, shredded dude for 170, dude. And 6 foot, I don't know, dude. I think he's probably flirting 6'2", dude. He's a big fucking guy. And just, I know Jake Matthews has been in the UFC a little bit, got some good wins, but just looking at him, dude, Darius Flowers on super late notice, dude, that should have happened. He lost the Semi the Jedi, but Semi the Jedi's got hella power, so he just kept dropping them. Beat Andre Fiallo, known to have a suspect chin now, and then lost to Sean Brady, so it's just like he's good, but he's not great anywhere, so that gets him in trouble, dude. And win over an old Diego Sanchez, dude. As where you see Michael Morales, dude, he's beaten Max Griffin. He's beaten Adam Fuji. Okay, not the best fighter there. He's beaten Trevin Giles, dude, that beat Ryan Spann and Roman Dolidze, dude. And like that was like before, dude. I just feel like even though he's only been in the UFC for 3 fights, he's already beaten people that I feel like are better than Jake Matthews, dude. And that being said, dude, give me Michael Morales as a -298 favorite to probably knock out the +240 Jake Matthews this week. I think he's more powerful, bigger, got a stronger ground game, dude. I have a hard time seeing Jake Matthews pull this one off. I could be wrong, dude. It's a fist fight. He's proved me wrong before. Andre Fiallo fight. But yeah, dude, give me Michael Morales to probably knock out Jake Matthews. Which way are you going here, man?
Yeah, I mean, and Jake Matthews is always tough. He's always game, and I actually think the later that he's gotten into his career, I think you can see that all the skills are starting to come. But I think the consistency is really the biggest thing with him. He had a lot of hype coming into the UFC because he does have a lot of skills, and you can see that in his fights. Good striking, good distance management when he's flowing, but he does have a problem every now and then of getting hit a little too much. Go back to that Semi the Jedi fight. I mean, Semi dropped him multiple times, 3 or 4 different times in that fight. It was literally like at the start of the round, he would kind of work his way in. Semi the Jedi just lands a jab, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, Jake Matthews is sitting on his wallet.
I was about to say that, sitting on his wallet.
He'd be sitting on his wallet, as soon as he got that jab landed on him. And Michael Morales, another guy who I think, he has a lot of big power, huge for the division. Even though he was listed at 6'2", there's a potential.
No, listed at 6 foot. Listed at 6 foot.
Or listed at 6 foot. But what I meant to say was I'm thinking he's about like 6'2" at least.
Yeah.
So. He's a big dude, man. That's not all 6 foot are created equal because I'm about 6 foot myself, and that dude's probably about 2-3 inches taller than me, at least. But yeah, I think Michael Morales got a lot of power as well in his hands. He's good everywhere, and I think Michael Morales gets it done. I think as well as you. I think by knockout.
All right, me and D-Rose both on Michael Morales to defeat the Celtic Kid in Jake Matthews. All right, D-Rose, we're going to be split here, man. You already know my pick. I already know your pick here. I don't know why I feel this way. I just do. Main event time, y'all. Hit that thumbs up button for us if you wouldn't mind. We do have the Bear Jew, Paul Craig, taking on All In Brendan Allen, dude. And, dude, I have a thing, dude. I just pick Brendan Allen all the time, and I can't help it. And I've been right the majority of the times. And I think over his last few fights, maybe you had kind of come around to Brendan Allen just a little bit. But let's break it down, dude. All in, Brendan Allen, 22-5, won all 5 of his last 5. The Bear Jew, Paul Craig, moved down to 185 in his last fight and fought Andre Muniz and looked very good doing so. Before that, lost 2 times up at 205 before the move down. He is 17-6-1 overall. Brendan Allen, 27 years old, 6'2" and a 75-inch reach, while the Bear Jew is 35 years old, 6'3" and a 76-inch reach. Currently, odds for this are minus 455 for Brendan Allen and plus 350 for the Bear Jew, Paul Craig. Yeah, dude, I'm gonna leave it at this, D Rose. I like Brendan Allen. I love Brendan Allen as a fighter, one of my favorite young prospects that just came off the Contender Series and just kind of worked his way up. You know, a few setbacks, but I'm always an all-in fan, a Brendan Allen fan. I'm always picking him. I love me some Brendan Allen. I'm going to be rooting for him this weekend, y'all. But something about this fight tells me that Paul Craig's going to end up winning this fight, and I don't know what it is. So that being said, I got to go with my gut feeling. Give me Bear Jew, Paul Craig to somehow defeat Brendan Allen this weekend. Yeah, I don't know how he does it. I like Brendan Allen a lot more. I just feel like something tells me Paul Craig's getting it done this weekend. D Rose, which way you going, man?
Woo. Yeah, I didn't think you were actually going to pick him. I know you were kind of talking about it. I didn't think you were
plus 350 dog, dude. This odd should not be that. Brendan Allen is a minus 456, dude. I'm just like, no. This is a trap, dude. That's a trap.
I mean, in terms of the betting line, I understand what you're saying because, you know, as I always say, you know, they say to bet the line, not the fighter. I just think in this case that, you know, and it's crazy to even look back to think to say Jamal Hill has lost to Paul Craig and Magomed Ankalaev has lost to Paul Craig. It's like, that's unbelievable. But in the same sense, I've seen Paul Craig in this position before. This is one of those fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me type deals where whenever he fights someone with any type of power, Johnny Walker, Khalil Roundtree, anybody like that, Alonzo Menifield, he has eaten pay dirt. And I think there is a very good chance that Brendan Allen, he's going to have just as good a jiu-jitsu as Paul Craig is. I think he's going to be the stronger guy. I mean, Paul Craig's going to have some size on him. You know, he's not a small dude by any means, but he's definitely having to cut a lot of the muscle that he makes to make 185 now. He's having to go through a little bit more of a strict weight cutting process. So I'm imagining that his strength is not going to be able to carry from 180 or from 205 to 185 with him. Plus, I think Brendan Allen, he's just a big dude, man. My biggest thing, not that I understood why people were high on Brendan Allen. I think I had a similar issue with him as Amanda Hebos. He just got hit a little bit too much. And, you know, a lot of times that does end up coming back and biting people. I think good thing for Brendan Allen is that it ended up biting him a little bit early in his career to where he's kind of been able to sharpen up his tools now. And I think if you look at him now in his last 5 fights, I think he's just starting to become a little bit more of a complete fighter. You know, hands are starting to come together now. You know, his defense, he lives up to his nickname with all in. He's either all in or he's all out. You know, he's not standing in there getting comfortable in the pocket and trading, because that's where Sean Strickland and Chris Curtis both caught him and ended up knocking him out. Was they caught him in exchanges because Brendan Allen likes to get in those firefights. But, man, I think if he just uses his power, I think he gets Paul Craig out of there, and I think he gets Paul Craig out of there early. I'm thinking first round knockout by Brendan Allen. At worst, early second round knockout. But yeah, I think Brendan Allen cleans up. I think he cleans up this weekend and pops into the top 15 with style points, or right. Top 10 with style points.
Fair enough. I wouldn't be mad at it, dude. I do love me some Brendan Allen. So yeah, I just feel funny about this fight this weekend, and our guy, motherfucking Lush Lomain, hooking us up this weekend, letting us know we had 6 different picks on a fight night card, dude. Usually we're struggling to have 3 different ones, dude. We have 6 different ones on a fight night, but hey, 14 fights, dude. So, you know, it is what it is. And I don't get this pleasure very often of picking what our fights are going to be, D-Rose. Usually it's left up to you, and when you have the belt, it's just kind of like, oh, we have 3 different ones. Here's my fights, So I actually get some choices here. Let me be very strategic with this and pick out the pinpoint precision ones for me to get this belt back. So our different pits.
Yeah, a lot of times you wouldn't give me enough to pick from. We'd only have exactly 3 picks to choose from, but I gave you a little bit more to choose from this weekend.
All right, dearest. All right. I have all the dogs. I think you have 1 dog. I have all the half of the rest of the dogs. All right. We have Chad Anheliger versus Jose Johnson. I think D Rose got the dog there. I got the favorite Jose
Trey
Johnson.
Ogden's dog.
We got Jonathan Pierce versus Joe Anderson Brito. We've got Nicholas Moda versus Trey Ogden, Amanda Hebus versus Luana Pinheiro, Jordan Levitt versus Chepu. Yeah, he's the dog. Yeah, I'd say it's about 3-3. We got like 3 dogs.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. You can't say I literally have like 3 dogs.
So I'm thinking maybe I should just give you the 3 dogs, so I can get this belt back. Chase Hooper versus Jordan Levitt's for sure going to be in there because I heard Jordan Levitt fight week. He's got a lot of shit going on. His wife's pregnant and it's due this week, so he's kind of worried this week about his wife might be having like going into labor during fight week or like fight night. So it's kind of on his mind. So I'm glad D Rose took Jordan Levitt there this week. Stuck with it now, D Rose.
All dogs.
So that one's for sure going to be in there. Wow. D Rose is getting Jordan Levitt.
Can't believe
D Rose is getting. Dude, that's the only one I feel super confident on. That's the fucked part. Dude, give me Chad. Let's do Chad Anheliger, Jose Johnson. I'm taking Jose Johnson. D Rose going Chad Anheliger, Chase Hooper, Jordan Levitt, and let's go main event, dude. Let's go Paul Craig, Brendan Allen, dude. So let's give me a huge dog in plus 350. Paul Craig and D Rose a huge favorite. And his other ones are 2 dogs in Chad Anheliger and Jordan Levitt. So 3 different picks this week. Chad Anheliger, Jose Johnson, D Rose going Anheliger. I got Jose Johnson. Second different pick is Jordan Levitt versus Chase Hooper. D Rose going the Monkey King, Jordan Levitt. Give me the teenage dream. No longer a teenager, Chase the Dream Hooper. And last one, all in, Brendan Allen versus Paul Craig, the Bear Jew. I'm going to be rooting for Brendan Allen, but something tells me Paul Craig's winning this fight. D Rose going Brendan Allen. I am going the Bear Jew, Paul Craig. Hopefully I can clean up on the first 2 and have an easy one. That way Brendan Allen gets the dub and I can switch here at the end of the night. But it is what it is. We truly appreciate you, motherfucking Lushlow Maine, for hooking us up every week, dude. Letting us know what our different picks were because it's hard to keep track of. So yeah, y'all. With that being said, D Rose, if you ain't got nothing else, y'all hit that thumbs up button on y'all's way out. I'll get timestamps put in after the video, at least, main card, prelims, things like that. There's a lot of fights this week. We truly appreciate all y'all for stopping by here this week. D Rose, anything before we get out of here, man?
No, sir. Good pod, good return, and yeah, we end still till the end, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, we appreciate it, y'all. Remember, y'all, if y'all are betting this weekend, stay safe out there. Do not be putting any money that you actually need for your bills and shit on this fucking shit, because at the end of the day, it's a fist fight and anything can happen. So with that being said, I hope you all have a good rest of your week. Enjoy the fights this weekend. Have a good night. UFC card video will be up Friday. Still got to open my damn PSA return. I'm going to be doing that tomorrow. PSA return video will be up Friday. So appreciate all y'all for stopping by, caring about us over here on the Golden Octagon. We'll catch y'all next week. Actually, D Rose, there's no fights next weekend. So we will not be here next week, right? Yeah. So with that being said, we won't be here next week, but we'll be popping back up here in 2 weeks, and I will have a different background because I will be on vacation in Jamaica when we do the next podcast. So I'm hoping that we can get that sorted out. If not, you guys might miss us for a couple weeks, but I'll keep y'all updated on my community tab. So keep an eye out on that Instagram, and I'll let y'all know what's happening there. But yeah, y'all. That's all I got. I'm going to get out of here. We'll catch y'all either 2 weeks or a few weeks. My name is Matt D Rose on that side of your screen, and we'll catch y'all later. Y'all have a good weekend. Enjoy the fights. Peace.